Hello and welcome to the PHNX D-backs baseball podcast right here on PHNX. My name is Derek Montilla, but of course I am known as your mayor of PHNX. I am not joined by Jesse Friedman today. I'm joined by this little wonderful Ketel Marte bobblehead, and that's because my vice mayor, my co-host, Thunderstick Jesse Friedman, predicted today that the lockout would end. He got up today and Jesse chose violence, and he just decided out of nowhere to make a prediction. And he was right, because baseball is back. Before we get started, I'm so excited. I want to let you guys know that this emergency podcast is brought to you by the fine folks at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Get down on the college hoops action during the conference championships. And if you bet $5 on any team to win, you will win $200 in free bets instantly. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. It's that simple, but it doesn't matter now, because what's the winner is us, baseball fans. Baseball is back. Look at me. I have been covering the lockout long enough that I have started to look like a Major League Baseball executive. And that's no more, friends. This isn't happening. By no stretch of the imagination are you going to see me in any shirt any longer that isn't this PHNX shirt, or that isn't one of my crazy button-up shirts, because I get to cover baseball again. According to Jeff Passan, about 45 minutes ago, he tweeted out, Major League Baseball and the MLB Players Association have reached a tentative agreement on a new labor deal. Sources tell ESPN, while it still needs to be ratified by both parties, that it is expected to be a formality. And when it is, baseball is back. So we're just waiting for the ratification. But this is where we're at. We are at the point now that we are going to see, according to Jeff Passan, that players can report to spring training camp as early as tomorrow. Opening day is expected to be April 7th, which will mean the Arizona Diamondbacks will open the season at home against the San Diego Padres. And yeah, of course, Jesse, well, we all know Jesse picked the day that he picked January 28th. We're not going to give him a pass on this one. I don't care what anybody says. He might have woke up and chose today, but remember yesterday, I was told it was a big day. And I think they made a lot of progress yesterday. I think that some of this stuff with the international draft just was getting in the way and was once again becoming yet another hurdle for these negotiations. Max Scherzer tweeted out his frustrations with this whole situation, saying that, basically this stuff got thrown in there now at the end, kind of to muddy the waters and make this entire negotiation process just look like it's once again on the players, and trying to get everything that the owners wanted, in this case being that international draft. So the international draft has been tabled. The 9-inning double headers and regular extra inning rules return. Man on second, gone. Thing of the past. DH, you're here. Man, we have so much stuff to talk about, and I'm so glad that I get to do this now without Jesse. Jesse is off teaching the future of the nation, but I am here. I'm ready to talk about baseball, and I couldn't wait. I couldn't even wait hours. You expected me to wait hours? Are you kidding me at this point with all of this information coming back? So now Arizona Diamondbacks will make some sort of announcement about camp, when it will open. I'm sure it will be soon. All of the players are here, and we'll see how long it takes to get back to spring training. We have been assured that spring training will still take place, so we're still going to get it a little bit later than we normally would, but we're still going to get some spring training games, it appears, in the month of March, carrying over a little bit into April, but not much. So, here we are, man. Yes, and Saul, I'm doing it for Saul. Finally, the mayor has come back to Chase Field, and I can't wait. I can't wait to be back at Chase Field. I can't wait to see Arizona Diamondbacks players out there, and I can't wait to see what moves get made if the Arizona Diamondbacks make any at this point. Of course, this is going to blow up and become insane instantly. There is no way that this free agent market over the next few days isn't some of the craziest free agency we've ever seen, possibly in sports. So despite the fact that this lockout has been such a bummer and has taken so long, we're now at a point where we are going to see crazy things happening really fast. It's going to be fun. And I I can't stop saying this enough. Baseball is back. Baseball is back. The MLB lockout is over, folks. That's right. Strike up the band. Make a cake. Do whatever you do to celebrate. I'm going to probably drink liquor. That's why I needed to get this podcast done early. I need the evening to celebrate. There's going to be champagne bottles popped, and yes, of course, Jordan, the free agent frenzy to begin. At this point, all we're waiting for is the deal to be ratified by both sides. And here's the thing: is players did have some votes, kind of against the new labor agreement, and that was what we were hearing earlier today. It sounded like they kind of again talked about that international draft. It's kind of the thing right now that they're trying to give and take with some of these negotiations. If the international draft, that's been tabled to July 25th at this point. So we'll see if the international draft happens. If it doesn't happen, right now there has been talk about the qualifying offers still remaining. So that's still right now one of the only things that is still yet to be determined. But everything else is golden, is locked in. $1 billion spent in free agency by the weekend. That might be by one team. I don't know. We saw the Texas Rangers, the Texas Rangers spent $500 million this free agency season. So I wouldn't be surprised to see $1 billion spent over the first weekend once free agency. 4 teams against, all 8 of the committee against. Yep. Again, that's not surprising, but they got the votes to do it. I think it was a testament of how much the players want to play. And again, there's things we've talked about. We've heavily been in favor of the lockout, and we've heavily been in favor of, things going on as far as the player side of things. But there had to be some concessions at one point. We knew it was pretty much going to be the players that would be conceding. So this is where we're at. We have baseball back, and I know that they didn't get everything they wanted. The players still set a precedent, and I still think that they established enough of what they wanted for the future of this game to be protected a bit. The one thing I've talked about with some of the minor league guys off the record has been about their decisions to choose baseball. And I think the answer that I got the most from people is that they love baseball, right? Like, there's a lot of 2-way, 3-way athletes that could have played other sports, and they wanted to play this game. They love this game. They feel like they're most talented at it. But I think really what we were going to see is people that love this game wanting to play this game, wanting to protect the sanctity of certain things, such as Jackie Robinson Day that was in danger of being canceled. It was the next day in the crosshairs as far as cancellation. So now, again, we go back to, I posted an article just today because yesterday they made it official that they had canceled games through April 14th. Now it appears opening day once again will be April 7th. So the Diamondbacks, again, will not miss the series with the Padres. Then they will take on the Astros, I believe, next. And that's followed by the Jackie Robinson Day in New York. So get your tickets now. Baseball is back, and I'm excited. I know you guys should be excited. Check out our work over at gophnx.com. We'll be posting all sorts of information about this. I'll get the details up as soon as possible, but if you're not a member already, make sure to sign up for a membership. You can get your annual membership over at gophnx.com, and you'll get a free t-shirt at phnxlocker.com. If you're not interested in that, you can get your month-to-month membership, and you'll get your first month for just 50 cents. But check out those t-shirts at PHNX Locker before you make any big decisions. Now, I am very excited to be joined by a special guest who might be the one person in this office that is more excited about baseball coming back than I am. Michaela Perkins.
We're back in business.
We're back, baby. Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm so excited. What are your thoughts on this entire situation finally being over?
I'm so excited. I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm like sweating, crying, throwing up at the same time. This is like the best day of my life. I'm in Vegas right now for the Pac-12 tournament, and I'm about to go bet my entire life savings.
Do it. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, not the entire life savings, but let's put some action down for sure. Man, but again, Chase Field is going to now have opening day for the Diamondbacks. Both their home opener and the opening of the season will take place at Chase Field.
honestly, like, if we just had to get opening day through this means, I'm fine with it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm so excited that opening day is going to be at Chase Field. I hope all Diamondbacks fans just come out and just celebrate the fact that we finally got baseball back. It has been a miserable offseason, but thank God they finally worked it out. They got a deal done. It is about time. I was going crazy without baseball, so I'm just super excited. And hey, we get opening day at Chase Field now, so sign me up.
You know what I'm most excited about is the emotional roller coaster being over. The highs and the lows, the ups and the downs. I mean, we've talked about the media's role in this lockout and how they're both giving us hope and also feeling at times like they're being a bit maybe too hopeful, maybe too much optimistic. But I do really feel like this deal felt to a lot of people reporting on it like it was close to being done at a lot of times, and then there just kept being new hurdles that were either added or things that they hadn't addressed yet that they weren't really as close as they thought they were on.
Yeah, it seems like every time they took a step forward, they took 2 steps back. And like the emotional turmoil that we were all going through, just waiting for them to progress forward instead of taking steps back, like it was so frustrating. And I totally agree. Like the back and forth was probably the worst part of it, because like when you thought that they had a deal done, they'd come back and be like, just kidding, we're arguing about something else. And the whole time you're like, no, like please just get something done. So
we would hear reports about it. We would hear reports that, you know, obviously they were close, and then somebody very knowledgeable, Jeff Passan, Evan Drellick, would come back and say, well, they're not as close as you might think, or there's still some
like,
things that they're very
far apart. The international draft, like, oh, just kidding, now it's something else, and you're like, oh my god, like just get it done.
I'm glad you could join me. I will not let Jesse join me on this podcast. I figure I needed a buffer between me and him recording together. He got up this morning and decided to predict on Twitter, which he has shamed me for in the past, of predicting that today was going to be the day that it ended. Now, again, just in all transparency, he also picked January 28th, which I'm not forgetting that point. But I will say I don't think his ego and me and him could all fit in this frame like now that you fill up so lovely. So thank you for being here. And I'm so excited that we get to have baseball back.
I'm so excited. I cried when the news came out. I was like in press row just bawling. People are like, are you okay? And I'm like, baseball is back. I'm so excited.
It's a lot to take on, man. And you know, I think Jacob, I think we need to put in an in memoriam the lockout season. Let's throw that up there one more time. It's the end of the road for you, pal. Lockout season is over. I get to finally delete that. The MLB lockout is over.
Let's go. Yes. Let's go.
Rainbows and baseballs and unicorn. Michaela Perkins, thank you so much for joining me. You have fun out in Las Vegas, and be safe out there, and don't celebrate too much. And don't.
I'll try not to. Baseball is back, baby. Let's freaking go.
Thanks. Well, that's her. She is the excitement that I am right now. Like I'm being a little bit more contained right now, but I want to like I'm saying, I'm done with this shirt. I'm done. We're done doing this. It's lockout. See, lockout's over. No more of these stupid shirts. It's podcasting season. Let's talk baseball. So I can't wait now at this point to see what happens again with the Arizona Diamondbacks. If we see them commit to any free agents, I'll say that they had plenty of good chances to look at their minor league guys throughout this mini camp. Chances that they might not have had otherwise. Spring training camp is very big. There's a lot of guys there. It's easy for some of the guys to get lost in the shuffle. The coaches, Torey Lovullo, Brent Strom, he was out there yesterday. These guys all had a great chance to look individually at these young prospects and see which one of them might fit for this roster. I think it's going to allow them, especially Mike Hazen also being out there, to assess their roster needs and see if they can actually have viable candidates get called up and have them impact the roster, or if they actually do need to turn to free agency for some of these needs that they have. And that's what we get to talk about next. We don't get to talk about whether or not baseball is going to happen or when it's going to happen. We get to talk about when the Diamondbacks are going to start making moves and what those moves will be. So we're thrilled to have you guys here. Thank you guys so much for joining us here on this emergency podcast. You can follow me at cap_caveman with a K. You can follow Jesse Friedman at Jesse N. Friedman, but I probably wouldn't do it today. Let him. He's going to be insufferable. Let me just say. So there it is. Yeah, throw it up there. That's why we made that. It was this. Even that was forecasted. Even the stupid graphic that was made was forecasted. So Jesse, you deserve this, but we'll talk on Mailbag Monday, of course, Oh, surprise, Derek. Let's get mischievous Derek up there. I think that's more apropos. Ooh, yeah, that's the one. Let's throw up the Rock Derek just for old time's sake. Yeah, that one. Jesse, you look like 10 pounds of monkey crap in a 5-pound bag. All right, so we appreciate you guys checking out the show. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter. Most importantly, you can follow the show at PHNX_DBacks for all of our updates, all of our now spring training coverage, because we will be out there for spring training camp and for spring training games. That sounds so great. Spring training games. So make sure to follow us there. And don't forget, not only are we your premier minor league mini camp coverage, and will always be, but we are also the 4th most listened to baseball podcast in Denmark. So give it up to the people. Belgium. I don't even know where I'm talking about. Belgium. It's Belgium. But shout out to the people of Belgium. I've already assessed with Saul what the travel fees would be, and I will be doing a media tour of Belgium very soon. But we thank you guys again for joining us here in the comments. I hope you guys are as excited about this as we are. Again, you can follow us and listen to us on your favorite audio podcasting app. Subscribe to us there. Leave us a 5-star review. Also go to YouTube. Subscribe to the PHNX Sports channel and sign up for notifications. Most importantly, all roads lead to at PHNX_sports on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We thank you guys again so much for tuning in. On behalf of Jesse and myself, we're so excited. And remember, kids, baseball is fun, but it's so much fun when it's back, baby.